Proceedings in the House earlier this month. Congressman, it is good to see you. So now what?
Good to be with you. Yeah, good to be with you, Maria.
Well, we watched the Senate receive the impeachment article. Do you agree with Kevin McCarthy that you're not going to get all of the Republicans to vote for this? Where does this go? How does this play out, Congressman?
Well, I mean, look, first, the case is so ridiculous. I mean, how do you incite a riot that was already planned? How do you incite a breach of the Capitol that happened before the president even completed his speech? And how can you charge the president with inciting violence at the Capitol when he told the people at the rally to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard? So this is really, as Kevin just said, an obsession with the Democrats. I mean, look, they tried to remove President Trump from office before he got there. They're trying to remove him now that he's already left. I mean, it's really that ridiculous. Remember, Maria, on January 20th, 2017, 19 minutes after President Trump took the oath of office, the Washington Post headline read, "Campaign to impeach President Trump has begun." They have never stopped going after this president, even now that he's already left.
Guys are going to be sorry now because you know what? Joe Biden is a crook. And everybody that he hires is going to be a crook.
See it for what it is. It's pure politics and it's wrong.
Pure politics, but it is also accompanied by big tech who are canceling Trump associates and canceling Trump supporters. You've seen it. We look at social media, and it's feeling like communist China. What are you going to do about it?
No, it's scary what's going on. I mean, during the President Biden's inauguration, there were some things that he said in his speech that I thought were appropriate when he talked about unifying. But frankly, it's hard to unify when you're impeaching a president who's already left office. It's hard to unify when the left is trying to cancel 75 million people from speaking their mind and engaging in their First Amendment liberties and having a real debate in this country. So look, we're going to have to look at the Section 230. That has to be changed at a minimum. We may have to look at the antitrust issue and breaking these companies up. All those things need to be on the table because what...
Everyone, this is the old man.
All politicians are crooks and they need to be jailed and burned at the stake.
Is that all you got to say about that?
That's all I got to say about that.
All right, old man, thank you. I guess what he's saying is, stop being crooks. What the fuck is the point? Look at this bullshit. They can't keep talking about it. They got to keep talking and adding fake news. And let's see what the old is about the fake news.
All fake news need to be taken off the air and off the airwaves.
Do you think we should have honest news and correct voting ethics and everything?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Everybody go by the laws. I mean,
they should. Hey, what's that?
So, all right, well, I think that's it for the old man. See you later, old man, on the news here.
See ya.
If we have to do real news, we would do the best we can.
I've said this in committee. Do you really have a First Amendment when only one side's allowed to talk? I mean, is that a functioning First Amendment? And we all know that it isn't, and it's not supposed to be that way in this country. So hopefully they will come to their senses. But if they don't, we're going to have to engage in those things I talked about, Section 230 and the antitrust legislation that we may need.
Yeah, but Congressman, is it going to go anywhere? The Democrats are the majority in the House, in the Senate, and the White House. So what do you can you really have the influence that you need to push 230 forward and to ensure that these big tech companies are liable for what they're doing? I mean, look, you can get sued by saying something on TV, in newspapers, and yet anything can go on social media, and they have protections because of Section 230.
Yeah. Well, look, we can keep highlighting it like you're just what's been happening in the last couple of weeks. Since they've suspended President Trump, these big media, social media platforms have lost like $60 billion. At some point, the investors in these companies are going to say, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So at some point, you hope actually market forces kick in as well, and it sends the right message to these folks who are making it tough for people to communicate and who are trying to cancel conservative voices around the country. So, and then hopefully we will win in 2022. Republicans will be in control of the House, and we can push even harder to get the changes done. But I hope we can do it this year. I hope there's a few Democrats who will work with us, and we can get the things done that are going to make a difference for free speech and for the First Amendment.
Well, President Biden has been trying to move fast with his agenda, and yet now this. How much time does this take and cut into what he's trying to do? Before you go, Congressman, assess the Biden agenda and tell me where you feel there are mistakes or what you feel is most important to the American people right now.
We're losing energy jobs with his decision on the pipeline. Probably going to drive up the cost of energy, probably going to drive up the cost of fuel for American families and Americans across the country. He's decided he's going to release 14,000 illegals. 71% of those illegals have a criminal record. Now, how is that good for the country? We right now, as Kevin said, we have a wall around the Capitol to protect the politicians, but we can't keep the wall on the border to protect the people of this country. How does that make sense? So those are the things that scare me. I hope we can actually get some kind of unity as President Biden talked about in his remarks, but the actions they're taking don't seem to reinforce that or embrace that concept.
And then there's one of the most important policies that we're following, and that is U.S.-China policy. We'll get into that next. Congressman, it's great to see you tonight. Thanks so much.
You bet.